I'm back on. Okay, is everybody back on?
I think they are coming.
Is everyone?
No, someone who is BB. I'm not sure if BB is just joined us. But
Who's that?
I'm not sure. BB has to introduce himself or herself.
Hello?
Hi, is that Bukola?
Yes, it is.
Welcome, Bukola.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everyone else back up. Okay, because I can't see.
It's just you, Bukola, and I for now. So I guess everyone else will.
Fine, ma. Thank you very much.
How are you? You have joined your sister in this mad business. You know, she has just corrupted you. You were doing great before. I don't understand. You know, this Nike, just to go around spoiling everything.
The Lord is our helper. Omolara has joined us. What was something? Hi. Welcome.
Who?
Omolara Sunny.
Okay.
Elizabeth is joining in.
Olara is just joining us.
She was with us before, but she was muted.
Yeah.
Hasn't spoken.
Okay. Is that like the cleaning? Is that the lady?
Sorry?
That was the last meeting. Is that the lady with the cleaning company?
No, Omolara.
No,
That was
that's
the last meeting. Okay.
That's
Who was
Okay.
the person with the
How many people are back on? Should I continue?
Okay. I think we can continue, but David was the person you were speaking with, and David is not back. I don't know if you want
to talk, to share with us, to get out was saying was I will not be content with if you don't have a proper brand perception. People trust you, they don't trust you. Your brand is your reflection of who you are. So that thing where we do people dancing on Instagram to sell their clothes, nobody's interested in you dancing. They want to know that you're a good fashion designer, that you don't cut your clothes as if you're a mechanic. Your clothes fit, and you understand the body type of the person you're producing the clothes for. You understand your fabric. You understand which ones wash, which ones tear. You sew on time, and the person will receive on time. They don't really, in the real terms, the global market, they don't care about the person. It could be a crook and have a good business type that delivers and that they can trust. So your brand is key. It's not about the person. Ultimately, that's how it works. So most people, when they start something, their class followers say, let's go. Let's go. What can you delete to 110%? You look at the market right now, and you can see the challenges. For instance, I stay in the hotel. It's atrocious. Everybody knows me now because I know. So every time I say, and a 4-star, 5-star hotel should look like. Because I've worked in hospitality. I promise what's most important. Okay, Nike, next one.
Next slide. David is back on.
Yes. David is back on. Okay. Okay, so the next one, the people. A lot of people do not pay any attention to the people. Hello, David? There's someone else speaking. Hello? Hello? Hello, Nike, can you hear?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Dian.
But there's somebody speaking
where
David is.
I think I'm going to ask him.
David? Yeah. Okay. So to who are the people that you trust to? They have to understand from start to finish. From when you think about it, when you dream about it, to where you want it to go. That's when that's when you do. Now up to the gate man, when the transaction comes. be effective of possibly pass down and people that are sewing should understand who you're going. No, every single person in your organization must understand the fundamentals of the business process. From when you buy the fabric in Yaba Market to when the gate man says, thank you for your custom, sir. Thank you for your custom, man. So everybody that works in your organization must have a role that adds value to your brand. Everybody in the organization, they are the most important part, because if they miss it, then the customer is not satisfied. The customer is not your key. It's not your key to brand success. Your people, your staff are your key to brand success, starting from you. So first, you lead by example. You can't train your staff to do stuff that you don't know how to do. When I ran a restaurant, one day my cleaner said he didn't want to work and he left. I just put on his apron and I started to mop the floors. And everybody was like, in this Lagos, in Ikoyi, you're the owner of the business. Yes, it's my business. And I have to mop the floors after everyone leaves. So if there's no cleaner for the day, I become the cleaner for the day. But everybody in Nigeria is a big man. So you can't do mundane stuff. Well, it affects your brand. Just that one day can be a turning point. You were going to say something, okay?
Yeah, Dion, I have a question around this. You said something about that you must be able to do everything as a business owner.
Yes.
But there are some times
you must understand every rule. So you have an overview of every rule.
Okay, but there's a real life situation.
That's how I've worked while I've had businesses here.
Okay, because there's a real life situation. Someone I have been discussing with, and she's hired someone to do a job for her, but she feels like the person is not delivering value per se. She has an idea of what needs
is that
to
the key is that the key is that the key is it a key task in our business?
Well, it may not be, it's not the main thing, but it's important enough, because I don't want to go into specifics, but I don't know how to say it without going into specifics.
That's fine.
Okay. It's something that that is important to her business. It's not mundane, but it's not the core of the business as well.
She knows that the person is not doing it properly. That means she knows how to do it properly.
Okay, so let's say, for example, marketing.
That she knows how to do it properly.
Okay, let's use marketing as an example. Let's use marketing as an example. Marketing is not the core job, but she needs marketing for business, but that's not the core of her job.
And she has two choices. She has two choices. She either markets it herself, or she gets the person to do some training. So she makes an investment in that.
Okay.
Because the person is key in that. Yes. So there are two choices. She either does it herself, which she will wear herself thin because you can't do everything yourself, or she makes an investment in the person properly to get the value out. Employers in Nigeria don't like to do that. That is wrong. While running the confection, all the people that worked that were decorators, they all have their cake decorating firms now, and competition for us because we paid the price. Some people trained by ourselves, but she has to invest in that person, otherwise it hurts your brand.
Okay. So that's your application, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of lawyers don't want to invest because of having money, and then if the person goes and everything. Well, I don't think that anybody should work in any organization where they're not going to have value added by the time they leave, even if they're only there for 6 months. I won't work in an organization where there's not going to be any value added by the time I leave. We almost have that mindset. So it's either she does it by herself, or she pays that. But she knows how it should be. Yeah. But your people are your key. Without good people, your brand will slowly die. It will slowly, like this hotel is amazing to look at, but the service has been. They have to tell him how to process it, which is a basic. He didn't know which one of the POSs to use, and I thought, seriously. So you have to invest in training. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Now, this is the one that everybody concentrates on, forgetting the other two, that you haven't laid the foundation for understanding your product and picking a primary product that becomes your brand that we want to sell. Investing in your people, picking the right people, the right man for the job. If you've not done those two things, don't bother with processes, because you're going to fail. And that's why a lot of businesses are failing. And that's why a lot of businesses cannot modify. Now that we have a challenge with COVID and everything has become digitalized, they cannot modify because they don't have those first two things done properly first. Your processes are, in Nigeria, a lot of our processes are culture driven because of who we are. Everybody is, everybody wants you to cater to their little idiosyncrasies. But you can have a big work culture that you develop for your business depending on your brand. And then you can tailor make it per situation. But you must have a basic. Everybody on this trend, or any trend that you have to work with as a TTM family, that doesn't have a business plan. For the first thing, that's your map, your roadmap. If you don't have a business plan for your business, you have not started working. You don't just jump up one day and get up and say, I want to start a business. You have to have a business plan that details your vision. Your mission statement is how you want to accomplish that vision. Then you have a look at the competitive markets. That people that are doing the same business that you pick the top 5. If I have a food business, I want to see what's all the things Mr. business. I want to know what they're not doing right. So I want to look at loopholes in history. Then I want to know what I can do better, because I know what my business vision is. I can do better than they are doing. So that will be on your business plan. Then you will have your business for the next 3 to 5 years, at least 3 years. Any accountant you take to, and you don't have business projections for 3 to 5 years, he'll tell you a good accountant will tell you to take it away from them. Because have you found out, have you done the price analysis? What are you going to be charging for? What's your outgoing? What's your income? What's your outgoing? What's the comparison? What would you make the second year? The third year? How can you modify it? Because if you monitor what you're making, how can you modify it? So your processes are key to helping you develop your style of working, which is your work culture. That's what you communicate down to the last gate man. This is how we do it here. They can do it anywhere else in a different way, but this is how we do it with brand TTM. So if you're not on board, follow up. You must have a business plan. You must have a map that you are following, that you can tweak from time to time, but you must have a map that you're following. If you look at the next slide here, so I have the one boxes. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you put on the next slide? Yes. So the first one is a design and create your model. That's that roadmap. Put your business plan together with all those elements that I mentioned. So anyone that's your executive team, your CEO, especially your CEO, most CEOs are ineffective in running their own businesses. You either have the business personality of the CEO or CEO. I have the personality of the CEO. If you give me your roadmap, I will take it apart and put it back together in a way that it functions. Most CEOs, let me give an example of Nigerian business. Ben Bruce is a typical CEO. He used to have a COO that was a friend, Jide Asoma. When Jide ran the cinemas, if Ben gave him something, if he gave him the map and said what you want to do this quarter, Jide was a person that effected it. So the gist is that his brothers had the problem, the fact that Jide had too much power. So Jide left. As he left, that's when we heard that the business went into receivership. Because Ben can't run it. He can vision it, but he can't run it. Most CEOs can't. They always have a capable. Don't be so much of an actor that you hog your business if you don't know what to do with it. Give it to somebody who knows what to do with it. Because you're there to make money. You're not there to be an ogre. And there are many CEOs that just go on holidays because the CEO is good. The CEO knows how to make money. The CEO enjoys making money. The CEO just goes to rest. So, roadmap, your business plan. Then simulate you test your business plan. So you have a CV, test your business plan. We had that since 1 year. We tested different things to see if it works. And we kept it over the years. So it helped us to develop our work culture. We tested different types of work culture. I wasn't serving rice. It was a French style restaurant. So somebody came in one day and said, I want rice. And I said, we don't serve rice because it's a French style cafe. And she said, well, I insist I want rice. I said, okay, I'm not going to make rice and I'm not going to make white rice and stew. I'm going to make you like a risotto. So she said, okay, let's try it. And she liked it. And so we stuck it on the menu. But I wasn't going to do rice. But I thought, okay, there's a Nigerian side that I'll make a French style rice type. And it's like, so give yourself time to try different things so that you know whether they'll work because you want to sell at the end of the day. After a time, a period of simulation, you roll out your plan. It's like an architect has finished, they've done soil analysis, everything. It's time to build. So foundation is in, it's time to build. It's time to build on the things that you have tested. And it's not just by chance. So you start to execute. While you're executing, you monitor. Those two things, those two boxes in the middle are very important. While you are starting your business, you have to monitor your progress. It's amazing when people tell you you don't have a spreadsheet that tells you what you earn, what you sell stuff for, what light bills you pay, what taxes you pay. I paid all my taxes. I have 2 businesses in Nigeria. I live abroad. I still pay my taxes. My accountant does. I have a lawyer, and that is the company secretary for both companies. And accountant does my books every year. Even when we don't work, it's legally, by law, you have to do it. So you monitor so that you monitor your progress. Now, typically in Nigeria, and I don't say this because I've worked here, so I know, and I've run businesses. I don't say this to be insulting. A Nigerian person wants to start a business today and make 200% profit today in this 1 year. There's no economic. There's no part of the economy anymore that works. What is typical, and I said this at the last time we had a meeting, is that in your first year, your brand is just introducing itself. So you make a deficit. You lose money on paper. By your second year, your brand is stabilizing. People know who they know the brand. So you have some brand loyalty. You still make a deficit, probably about 25%. But you see, if you made a 50% deficit in the first year, you actually made money, even though you're in minus 25%. Because people now know your brand. By the third year, you are expected to get zero. It's expected to flat line. That's what we call it. So your brand is now stable. You have money coming and money going out. You don't make any profit, but your brand is stable. If you're not on zero, then you look at it again and look at what you need to do at the market again, do another analysis. But all this only happens when you're monitoring it. By the 4th year, you will do a profit. But Nigerians don't think long term. You want to make money now and be going, then it won't survive. As the economy changes, your business won't survive. So we have to be looking beyond now. If it means that, like Nick said, you have a job, start business, you start on business on the side. So you can buy yourself that time. The buy means do as long as you can, or you can find the people to manage it. Because that's the real thing. The last box optimize. If you monitor your business, you can analyze where it's good or it's not, where it's changing a few things so that you can get out of it. And these are done. Nick, can you go back to the first slide?
The first slide.
These are done by setting the former one, the one before this. The one just before this one, the one with processes.
Please let me know when you can see.
So monitoring, this one. When you're monitoring your business, everybody knows what smart is. You have set targets that are specific, that you can measure, that you can achieve, because some people will set something so high that they will never achieve it. So your monitoring tools just go into shock. They are realistic based on what you do, and they're very tiny. Know what season. For instance, everybody knows that in September, people are paying bills, school fees, everything. So if you want to do some business analysis, September is a good month because most people don't have anything to spend anyway on anything extra. When you start to get into December, you said you want to analyze the middle of a business, you will lose money now. Because people want to buy. At least they want to feel good about having had a bad year. So everybody's Christmas shopping. So know the time to do this analysis. Look at monitoring tools over the year, and then look at how you can make your business next level. Applies to every business. From my discussion with Nike, from going from today, what TTM is going to be offering to be part of the TTM family. TTM is a storehouse for all sorts of businesses. It's going to be like a marketplace. What she's going to be offering is a one-to-one session. If you want her to go through the steps with you, to analyze, I will work with her to analyze your business and give you the tools you need to design your roadmap, even to design your vision, to pick what brand you want to do, design your vision, pick the right people, design your roadmap. She's going to be offering you those services. You better have to pay for it. So there ends my session. Any questions? Okay, I can take questions now. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can take questions.
Yes. I can take questions. I can take a few questions.
Yes, you can.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah. A lot of us started businesses because, oh, I love making cakes and I can sell them, so we just start. Or, oh, I'm leaving this job and I need something to be doing for the meantime, so you just start something. And so a lot of this groundwork that you have explained in detail, we did not do them when starting off. Is there a shortcut way to work on these things despite any structural imbalance that may be there, even at whatever stage we are at? Is there a shortcut you can recommend?
Bukola. Ade Bukola.
Bukola. Yeah. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. You're going to have to do the work from top to bottom whilst the business is open and be willing to make changes.
Okay,
if you start a business already, you made mistakes already. So you don't or a new face. What you've done is they didn't start properly. So they said, okay, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board. Let us start it properly. So some of them choose to change the name. I don't advise that usually because they're already used to a particular brand name. So if the brand name doesn't associate with the one before, you lose half the customers. But I advise that you go back and do it properly. Re-identify your vision. Now you are even at a better place to do because you've been in the business for a bit. So you are looking at thinking, okay, this is the strategies I don't want to do it like this again. Okay, so if I do it like I found that it works better like this. So actually get an advantage if you start a business before. For instance, now if your business is crawling, so to speak, Bukola, if you are a writer and publisher or an editor, and now everything's digital, whereas your clients used to be people that used to bring paper to you. You can look at all the digital forms of publishing and introduce your clients to it. They have more global coverage. They have more clients. More people will buy online. They will buy. I don't have a physical book in years. Everything I can do. So you started the business already. At that time, everything wasn't digitalized. Now with code itself, everything's digitalized by online. Yeah. So you can now look at it. Okay, let me redo my business model to let paper publishing be only 50% and a digital format be 90%. So you offer that to your clients, but by the time you've already looked at all the different types of digital print, the different markets for them, what they can get. So for instance, on if you push online, sometimes they take X amount, some companies take percentage, the right target is percentage. So you can cut your deals from there. Okay, so if I help you put this thing on this in this medium, in this month, okay, if you get 5%, I get 1% of that. It's some of your right about added value. But because you've been working in that field already, you know what the shortfalls are for having paper publishing. if you do a business that you have started before, or you can decide that, oh, I don't want to do that. I like paper publishing, but I want to form a partnership with a company that knows and understands the digital part. So you form a partnership. So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. The responsibility is shared, plus the financial responsibility. But 100% of nothing is nothing. But 5% of something that you don't have to put all your eggs in is a lot of money. So you have to think about that. Actually, better to research your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that cool?
Does anyone else have
Yes,
any
it
other
is.
question?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else?
Does anyone else have a question?
I mean, there are no questions. They can send in their questions later.
Okay, I actually have a question.
Go ahead.
That's what I was asking. I have a question. Can
Okay.
I shoot? All right. So we
ahead.
have cases where people have started the business. They started with whatever name was in their head, and they started the business. And when it was time to register the business, they realized that the name they had in their head would not fly with CAC. So they built a brand with a particular name, and then they finally get to CAC and they can't use that name. So would you recommend that?
Listen to yourself. No, you have to change it now. Well, I'm a very law-abiding citizen. I can hear you. I'm a very law-abiding citizen. Why would I start something the wrong way around? Before you start a business, you will check it out. Even if you don't like, you will do a business search. Otherwise, something like this will happen, and then your fault.
What?
Do you understand?
Yeah.
The right way to do it is before you start a business and you have business names. That's why it's good to do the business vision and everything from the beginning. So then you do your business search. Your lawyer will do your business search and see whether there's any name like that. If you do the other way around, then you fall into this kind of thing. There's somebody else that has a business. Tough for you. You're going to have to start again. So you will lose some ground.
Okay, so your recommendation is that if you find yourself in that position, you just start again, right?
Right now, yes. Well, you start again. It depends. So if you have, I have a company called Cobblestone Productions, it's a company, right? So when we put up, I've done a couple of things under that, and then now my lawyer said, you know what, this thing they're doing free. Let me just turn to company. So we now, that's the name I wanted. We now ran a search, and somebody else had it. So I just Cobblestone 7. It still has Cobblestone. So it's Cobblestone 7. 7, the completion of grace. 7. Shina Peters are that. So I just put Cobblestone 7. So just so people would, if you think Cobblestone 7 should come up, and that's me. So if you can see that, it's that company I've dealt with before. You're not that far off the name, everybody knows you. So that's another way to rig it. You can put the number beside it. You can put something and identify. That's everything for the last person. See, that's not the name.
Okay.
So yes, you can do that.
Thank you very much for that.
But we must all try to do what is legally correct, so that we don't run into problems again. That's why it's good to do your areas. It's good to think through your product, the people, and your processes at the beginning, so that we're not dealing with these things when we start making money, and then somebody else takes that down. Anyway, guys, I have to love you and leave you. There's another, we can take a third question. Any question that I have to send to you, so we can do the plan. Yes? Okay, Bukola? Bukola? Yeah. Bukola? Nika, is Bukola still on?
Let me check.
Yes, I am.
Okay, she's still on.
Yes. Bukola, where do you say? Island, mainland?
Mainland.
Mainland. We should have lunch or dinner.
Okay.
3 of us.
That would be fun.
I'd like that. So we'll plan. I'm still here for another couple of weeks. So we'll plan. Nika, we'll plan now, Abby.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
we can finish writing our book.
Yes, now our feet now. I've been drinking for how many years now? Shame on three of them. So we need to